Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 10,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for being with me, Danielle and James. It's been a long time coming. This is Unstable TV.
Thank you so much for having us, and we're very excited to be here on the Tuber Chat family.
Yep.
I appreciate your patience, both of you, because Danielle and James offered to join us and share some of their insight and their knowledge on both of their channels now, a long time ago. So this is a long time coming. I know everybody's going to be very excited. But for anybody that hasn't already seen Unstable TV, if I could ask you to introduce your channel so I don't leave anything out.
Where do we start? So we started the channel about 4 years ago.
Yep.
We do mostly reactions, but we do vlogs and challenges and everything else in between as well.
Yep. We also try and teach people how to edit and do thumbnails the way we do them. We even give some advice in the live streams, and we try and get as many of the people that comment and join in with us to join in on our live streams with us. But it's mostly reactions and having fun and just wherever we feel like recording that day.
That's wonderful. I've been lucky actually to catch you both on the road when you've taken a couple of vacations, so much so that I was actually even confused because I missed a few videos there where you moved to Australia. So we can start there. And I probably have a million questions, but I'll start with one that I imagine everybody will wonder. So you moved from Ireland to Australia, and with your YouTube channels, both of them, have you found any differences, whether they be cultural differences or acceptance in society based on walking around with cameras and things like that? Is there anything you could tell us?
Well, it depends on like what part you're in. Like the city, they're not too confused by it, like they're used to it, because there are quite a few video makers. People are like yourself, very technologically advanced. But when you get more rural, it's kind of like when you talk into the camera, they're kind of like, who do these think they are? You know, that type of thing. It's just because the way they've been living, they're kind of like, what are you doing? You should be doing a trade and stuff like that. But that's their understanding, which is fine. But yeah, some places are like, it doesn't bother them. Other places, they kind of jump in. They're like, what's going on here? Why are you doing that? What's the point of this? And you try and tell it to them, and some get it, and some are like, oh, that's cool, and just leave it.
Wow.
But I think Australia itself, it's fine for it. It's just when you're recording, you underestimate the sun because it heats your phone, and it's like, the battery is like lava, and that's no exaggeration.
We've done it. We've recorded once outside, like during the day when it was the peak, like hotness, and we had to stop after 2 videos because the phone wasn't going to make it.
Yep.
Yes.
So we can only really record here, kind of in the evening when it gets a bit cooler.
Yep. So,
and there's no light then, so we have to just do it inside.
So like in Ireland, when we're recording, it didn't matter what time, like you could record whenever, the phone wouldn't do that. We've never experienced where the phone actually comes up on the screen and says it's too hot and turns itself off. Never experienced that until we got to Australia.
Right,
and another thing as well, when we're recording, we've never picked up so many random noises in the background than we have when we're in the outbacks of Australia recording.
There's just animals everywhere, and they're so loud, and you never know which animal it is, and you never know where they are. They could be in the room with you, and you wouldn't know.
Yep. And we only learned the other day that frogs have an offensive scream if they think a microphone's attacking them.
Wow. Wow, we're going to be listening for that in your videos now.
Yeah, I know. We try to cut it out as much as we can, but we have a lot of shorts already up about animals that we've seen and a few pictures on our Instagram.
Yeah.
We actually had to catch a frog inside the room the other day because they got in.
Oh, wow.
That was very scary in the middle of the night, a frog running around. We didn't know what it was. Yeah. So, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Sorry, we caught it with a pot and released it back into the well. We're not pro.
Wow. You mentioned the idea of shorts, so that gives me an opportunity to jump right into that. So, you know, in every one of these interviews, I'm asking about opinions, about shorts, how we can get them to work for us. But you're the first creators that I'm talking to that have broken off into a shorts channel. I also noticed that you took the shorts off of the original channel. I'm assuming you uploaded the same ones over there. And now you have over 350 shorts on that channel. At last look, it was, I think, your fastest moving short video on the shorts channel, which is Unstable TV Shorts, has 22,000 views, and you're already at 768 subscribers. So the biggest thing that I think people are going to be wondering about that is, how do you feel about your decision to break your shorts off into their own channel?
Yeah, so the reason we did it in the first place was because we felt like the shorts were distracting from our long form videos, because we were getting a lot of like views and attention on the shorts, but while we were doing shorts and long form at the same time, it's kind of like the long form was like pushed to the back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the reason why we split off into a shorts channel by itself. So we kind of use that for just, you know, like skits and memes and stuff, and then we use it for promotion videos for our main channel as well. So you said some of our highest viewed videos on the shorts channel, they are clips from our long form videos with the link in it to send it back. So we just kind of felt it didn't sit right with our channel to have it all together. So we said we'd try and split it and see if it worked.
Yeah, because when we first put them up, we had like you're saying about the YouTube algorithm and stuff, and you know, when you're watching the metrics go up and down. When we start putting the shorts up, the videos that would usually go up and probably after a week they performed the way they done were like pushed to the back. But how we felt from how we were watching our analytics, for anyone watching, do make sure you check your analytics out regularly. It does help. And there is a research tab as well, so check that out as well. It helps with your channel, because you get an idea where your viewers are coming in and what they're researching as well. Just a tip for everyone. On the main channel, it didn't sit for us, but even like scrolling up and down and like how it looked, we didn't like it. But we used the shorts as kind of a voice, like, you know, say things you can't really say on the main videos that might not like go with YouTube's policies. Like, we have a lot of fun with like pranking each other and stuff like that. Like, what we have noticed though with our shorts, anything to do with relationships or like pranks wise, that like skyrockets for us.
Wow.
Or if we do like, say, like a trending meme, sometimes we might get something and sometimes not. But we've learned that like shorts really help us have like, you know, them crazy ideas where you just get a bit wild when you're filming on YouTube and you're like, I want to do this, or maybe this might look funny. It's kind of to make ourselves laugh and then just go that direction with it and just come up with crazy stuff then.
You two have had an incredible chemistry ever since the beginning. I think it's what drew me to enjoy your content in particular so much. You touched on the idea of doing reaction videos. How did you come up with the concept for doing so many reaction videos? Because you've obviously done really well.
Well, what happened originally was we were making the videos we were making, and then we decided we'd look at some old advertisements one day, because we seen an advertisement for like, I think it was like some soap spray or something, and it was just crazy like how they done it, like the stop motion, you know, the old style stop motion in black and white. And they were like,
I wonder what all the old ads used to look like in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, so we originally uploaded it for ourselves, and we're not gonna lie, like we literally uploaded it because we want to watch it. That's what we went with. So then we were nice enough to have people that just came and commented, and they were like, we really enjoyed the chemistry, and they started commenting. They were like, why don't you do this, and why don't you react on this? And we never really kind of thought about that much, and then they came in, they sent us links, so that's when we started like, well, if they're asking for it, let's listen to the audience, because they're nice enough to spend their time here and sit with us. So we started that way. So it started as a suggestion, really.
I just kind of evolved from there.
you adapted really well then when the audience started to interact with you. So one of the things that people, of course, are going to ask, we're going to go through things like likes, thumbs up. But one of the things that'll be important for everybody is how can we get more comments? That's one of the most magical pieces of interaction. So what can you tell us in your experience that drives more engagement along the lines of what you're talking about?
Well, in all of our videos, we ask people to give us suggestions or give us their thoughts on what we all just watched. And we do that on our vlogs and our challenges and our, try videos and everything. We ask them, what do you want us to try next, or what do you want us to watch next, or have you had anything like this before? What are your thoughts? So I feel like saying things like that kind of makes the audience want to comment and want to interact more, because we comment back to like the majority of people anyway, and kind of we want to like get conversations going. So I think that kind of helps a bit, just kind of asking people to comment as well.
Yeah. The big thing as well, what we found, because one of the things, from the side of us all being creators and starting together, one thing we watch from looking at big YouTubers, they don't reply to the people that are spending their time, that come on and they comment and they take the time, they discuss, they don't reply to them, they don't acknowledge them. We have said it doesn't matter where we're at, like how high the channel goes, where, like what we're doing, we'll make sure to reply to everyone. Like even if it takes us a few weeks, we're going to reply to everyone, because the way we feel, they're taking the time, they've taken time out of their day, they could be doing anything else and they're here commenting. But we've noticed it doesn't matter. Make sure you don't focus on the views. When someone comment back to them. It doesn't matter if your video went up, down, left, right, wherever way you feel it went. Just make sure you're always engaging with people, because we've had where sometimes we get more comments than we get views in the videos, because people are used to engaging with us. But we just love that. Like, we love hearing what people have to say, and we love when, they tell you, like, for example, on one of the it's Gander Yellow Ribbon video we reacted on. Now that was powerful stuff from start to finish, like very heartfelt. Like, that's where your own fellow Canadians stepped in and actually helped all the passengers on the plane. Yeah. And the stories and just where people were at that time, and like even we had loads of people from Newfoundland that put us onto other stuff about people in Newfoundland with the same accents as us. They were like, if you search this, you'll hear their accents, and we were like mind blown. We still have to do a video on that as well. But stuff like that, when they come in, they give a heartfelt response, they give their stories, and you're just reading it and you're talking back and forth, and you're meeting like loads of new people in the comments. It's just amazing. Yeah. But yeah, definitely what Danielle said is how we usually got more comments.
It's wonderful the way you put it, because I think that we hear that kind of thing and a lot of creators might struggle with it, but this is what we're looking for, is gold. So thank you for that.
Of course.
We weren't even going to ask people to comment or anything like that for a long time, because we kind of thought it was a bit cheeky kind of to ask people to do that. But no, it does actually really help, because people in the comments are like, oh, sometimes we just forget.
Yeah.
Or, sometimes we don't think people want us to comment on it, so we don't. So it's kind of better to ask than to not ask.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we got a lot of helpful feedback as well from our viewers. Like, when we ask them a lot of stuff, or we put up polls and stuff, some people are very good in like how they want the channel to look, or like when a video comes out, what they want to say. And sure, as when Danielle was saying, when we put, make sure you like, comment, and share and subscribe and all that good YouTube stuff. They they appreciate the sentiment of putting that in there for them. But we thought at the start that was a bit, I don't know, we just thought it was a bit real to do or something.
YouTube gets hard and you kind of get afraid to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you kind of tell yourself one thing, like it does happen, it doesn't matter what level you're at, you tell yourself some idea, maybe you were just on a walk and you're like, maybe that's not the right thing to do, and then your viewers will turn around and say, no, we don't feel that, and then here you are then.
I would have to say, just because I've known your channel and both of you for a long time now, I think we've known each other beyond 3 years. Your chemistry, I mentioned it before, but is just out of control. And what I have noticed in the last few videos that I've watched is when you, I mean, you've always been fun, and I've always said that about the both of you and your channel. But when you do the things you're talking about, asking for comments and the other interactions, you do it in such a fun way. What can you tell us about improvement over time when somebody is starting their YouTube journey now and may not want to do the things like asking for the likes and the comments and the shares? How can you help somebody improve with a little bit more speed than you had for yourselves when you started?
It's a lot to do with your confidence though as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very like we'd love to say there's a fast one for that. Like you have to like it is a lot to do with confidence, but it's very like you need to watch a lot of YouTubers like when we started when we stayed with Silver Chat, we think that's where our confidence skyrocketed because we were with creators that were like ourselves, you know, they were doing it for the love of it as well. And then we had yourself, Kevin, cheering us all on as well. And you always have, you know, you were always brilliant with what was going on with the policies, how the behind the scenes worked. Like we hadn't a clue about YouTube could just take the views like that. And you were there to guide us all. And we were like, because we were all very like, oh no, like my channel's broke or something. You're like, no, this happens, they do this, you know. And we're all sitting there pulling our hair out going, oh, what did I do? And you're like, no, this happens. It'll come back. It'll come back around. But with the initial growth, what worked for us was maybe if you weren't comfortable saying it, we put like we put a graphic in between it, like have like a light graphic going in, and like even with CapCut now they have like free graphics for stuff like that. It's very helpful for creators starting. Like I think CapCut would skyrocket people starting out now.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Because when we started, we used
Sorry, there's one of the bugs now.
Yeah, there's one of the bugs in the background. What the videos again? It was very like it take us like 10 hours to run our video. That's no joke. Like that was that's where we were at. And when we kind of switched more mobile, it kind of took off for us then, and we kind of focused more on creating content and just saying whatever we needed to say in the videos, and then that's what kind of helped us grow a bit further.
If I understand you right, you're saying that was like a turning point for your channel, and you started to really explode. So I just want to get you to elaborate on that. I did catch the idea you were talking about CapCut from the ByteDance company that brings us TikTok. That's their app for editing and filters and things like that. But that turning point for your channel where you said you went more mobile, can you elaborate on that and let us know what you're thinking? Because this, I think people's ears are going to be to the speakers for this.
You think, Roy?
Yeah, I think it's just because when you're using the phones, you have more freedom with it.
Okay.
And it's a lot, you know, it's a lot easier to just bring around than a whole camera rig up with the mics and the lights and everything. It's literally just the phone and the little mini microphone we have wherever it is. So you know, that's the mic that we use.
This beauty right here.
I see you passing it back and forth all the time.
It's easily one of the best things we ever bought, and it was $2.
$2.
Oh wow!
Yeah, $2.
We got on Wish.
We spent. Now we made the YouTube. You know, we seen the technology. We spent crazy money on mics. We saved up. We spent mirrorless cameras, DSLRs. We tried that. I don't know. The phone just really took off for us.
Yeah, like, I think we just feel like when I was saying about the confidence, we just felt more comfortable using the phones.
Yeah,
and I think that's a lot to do with it as well. If the equipment is too, you know, is
daunting.
It's too daunting. If it's too, I don't know what word.
Intimidating, maybe. Yeah.
Because you know, when you start off, you think you have to have the most expensive camera, the most expensive mic.
Yeah.
you don't. I think that's where a lot of our confidence picked up from, because we kind of stopped having like a big setup, which took ages, and it was literally just the phone, a light, and a microphone.
Yeah.
And that was it. We could just kind of run away with that and do loads. And I think that's what helped us kind of realize we don't need all, you know, the most expensive things. We don't need the most up-to-date equipment. We don't need all this. And that was kind of stopping us from doing a lot as well. So I think it just gave us more freedom, really, and just helped us a lot.
Yeah, like we watched we done study as well on YouTube. Like there's a lot of gurus, as they call themselves, and they tell you need a lot of this and that, and you need certain. I don't really believe that. Like I believe it's kind of how like your confidence speaks through. Like you seen what happens to yourself, even Kevin. Like you're on Silver Chat, like you're very confident on it. Like sometimes your green screen can go on you, and sometimes it'll cut off, but you can keep the whole live stream still going. Like it wouldn't matter if that, how would you put it, if that camera went blank, your voice alone would keep it going.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the helps come true, like the confidence of it. And what really worked for us, like we had the DSLR set up originally, but when we got on the mobile, we just felt like, oh, we've so much room to make mistakes with.
Yeah.
But we also like cut our render time majorly down. Like we had a render time of like 10 to 12 hours. It was crazy. Like you know, in the morning.
Yeah. You wake up in the morning and it still wasn't finished.
Yeah. So I think that's what helped us like really shoot. But like another thing we done as well, this is a big tip now. Well, first, I just remember it there. Sorry for you're saying how would you advance quicker in your YouTube journey?
Yeah.
What we done, because when we first started, like that'll eventually come out. We had takes upon takes of doing like what would be simple to us now, but we had a lot of takes, and it was pretty funny. Like we look back and laugh on it. But if you have the time, set your phone or your camera up and just whatever you're thinking in your head, get it all out in front of the camera, say it as many times as you can, and really watch back and laugh at yourself, because it does help. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want it. It will help.
Yeah.
And if you really watch where you kind of drop or where your confidence goes down a bit, and kind of sit in the viewer's seat and kind of go, well, I'd like it to go like this or go like that, but kind of get all your crazy ideas out and just have a ball in front of the camera. Just go wild in front of it. You don't have to upload it. You can still cut out a shorts for anyone that wants to do shorts. You can still cut them out and mess with that. But just have a ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
well, I think that's another thing as well that helped us when we realised that you don't have to use every single piece of, you know, content that you filmed.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were worried about at the start. That's why we had to keep like starting and stopping all the time. Because we were like, it has to be every single thing, but it doesn't.
Yeah. And it's a very big thing to remember as well for everyone watching on your channel. Remember, we're all coming to your channel to see you. Don't think you need to be like, I'm not going to name bigger YouTubers, but don't think you need to be like them or you need to be you.
Yeah.
Because like at the start, we had a song, like, you know, welcome back to Unstable. Now, we're going to get that going again. But at the start, like, we just done that because that was like, we were messing around. Yeah. That's what I was talking about when we were saying, you know, you turn the camera on, you go, well. So me and Danielle were just having a lot of fun that day. Like when Danielle goes, TV, like we were just messing. And we actually liked it. And we were like, yeah, that's pretty funny. We'll throw that in. And people were commenting, singing along to it. But that was just something that wasn't planned content. And that's why I say, like, that could advance your YouTube journey, like, straight up, just messing around. So anyone watching, please do turn the camera on and have a blast.
Absolutely.
Don't worry about when it's uploading. Just get in front of it and have a blast.
I'm so glad that you're both saying that. I think a lot of people need to hear that.
Yeah. But that is something that we struggled with a lot at the start. We thought everything had to be so perfect. But it doesn't.
No.
It really doesn't. And if you focus too much on everything being perfect, you won't get anything out.
We have some videos uploaded where we look like we've been dragged through a bush before we start.
Yeah, well, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, we thought we were fine that day. We thought we were we were obviously grand, and then we look back in the video, I was like, wow, yep, but we did it,
Wow.
and it's up there. So you can look back, if you switch the oldest and look back, you'll see us, and it's not getting deleted because it's staying, because that's who we are. But
actually, that's another thing that we do a lot. We still do it now. To help us.
Yeah.
Is we go on to like bigger YouTubers and go to their oldest videos to see how they started.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's not going to be like it is today.
Yep.
And everyone's going to be nervous and, you know, everything. But it's good. It's nice to see that even people with like over 1 million are like that at the start as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a big thing as well. Like I know, as you know yourself, Kevin, people like big YouTubers, they might get taken off by marketing agencies. They'll delete their videos for whatever reason. That's what they do. But there are YouTubers out there that are big that keep their older ones. But even look at our oldest and look at Kevin's oldest, even on his personal channel as well. You can see the progression.
Yeah.
And that's like, because we watched a lot of your older ones as well, and we watched the progression. Same with Chat, and you can see like how as it progresses, the confidence is just beaming through them, and like that's why I was saying to you, you can like the one of you on the plane. It's like you just completely took over that plane as well, which was pretty cool to watch when you were flying it. The instructor. Yeah, it starts off. Kevin's like a bit nervous, and after he just takes off. Quite literally.
Yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that, but you're absolutely right. The progression for all of us, it doesn't matter how much confidence we have. You see it in television shows. Watch the first season of a television show, watch the actors after season 8. Everything seems to improve, and it's the same on YouTube. So thank you for saying that.
But like I think the big thing we took away, because like it wasn't talked about, and when we were forcing the force youth ones on Chat, when you were talking about just in terms of growth for people, because they were getting a bit worried about that, like because everyone's growing at their own levels, as we all say, and people get very like, oh, how they show up here, and when you start trying to tell them about, you know, you can pay for it, you can do this, like, and you're kind of like, you know, neutral understanding of like, yeah, that's what they do, but over here we're building in a certain way. Like we're all trying to progress naturally, but there are channels that will turn around and just go,
right.
But I think when people realize that, because I know it does scare a lot of people, they're after putting in this effort and they're like, why are they going? It's like, but that's where you have to kind of get away from that. Looking at why is this person doing it? It's like, it's not about them, it's about what you're doing. And I'm not going to turn around and say we don't get like that, or everyone gets like that.
But we still get like that now.
Yeah, but it's healthy once you're growing and you're not being like begrudging. But once you're growing and you're learning something from them, that's the main thing. Because it is hard for, you know, you have, as you said to us in the beginning, we have ideas and they don't take off. Like that's just the way YouTube is. Like we sat there and we thought it was great. We'll leave it there. We'll be like,
But YouTube can pick up over time as well. It's not one of them things where if the video doesn't do amazing in the first week, that's it. Like a lot of our highest viewed videos we done 2 years ago.
Yeah. Right.
And they're just kind of starting to pick up. So it's like even some of our I was looking at one of our hot sauce videos the other day and it has over 2,000 views now, and we didn't even know it got that high until we
started. But that's what happens. Like and the big thing about it is this thing of setting your thing of has to do good in a week. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what that market down through the chains of channels, but we always kind of like, we do a video and we're like, we hope it does well.
Yeah.
If it does, amazing. If people pick it up and they talk with us on it, we'll talk with them. If it doesn't, that's okay. It could be next year's thing. Could be the year after that. Yeah. That's kind of how you have to build for YouTube. Like you have to remember it's there for them. They'll come to it eventually, or they may not. Or sure, what was another one that picked up recently? This isn't one of ours now. This is going to be a bit of a ridiculous one. Banana slips on man. Like that guy uploaded that 10 years ago, and it picked up 2 years ago of just walking and slipping on a man, and just like that. But that's the power of YouTube.
Yes.
At the time, a few years later, it picks up then. But that's just how it goes.
You guys have built quite a catalog of content. So now it's possible for a lot of your stuff to have percolated in the algorithm. Therefore, YouTube can pick it up and then say, hey, it's time for this to move, which is great. So I'm glad you've seen that. And I've always described Unstable TV, Danielle and James, as one of the most authentic couples of creators. Our favorite Irish couple are a couple of authentic creators, because when I look at your channel, even today, we can see that not every video is going to get 6,000 views in the first 24 hours. And I think that's wonderful, because for the Tuber Chat audience, especially anybody that's going to check out your channel now, then they'll be able to see that. And I believe that alone will build some confidence in saying, hey, these guys don't hit one out of the park every single time. It's just they've done it so much that the channel is like on a huge trajectory now. But that took a while, and I appreciate you telling us about the turning point.
We done a reaction on an Indian movie that was coming out called Monkey Man. That's what it was.
Monkey Man, yeah.
And it's like their version of John Wick.
Okay.
So we came home one of the days from doing our days, and we got this email. And we were like, what is this? Because you get a lot of emails that don't look right. And so what the email said?
It was asking us to go to the LA premiere of the Monkey Man movie, because they've seen it from our YouTube.
Yeah.
And obviously we're in Australia now, so we were like, we actually can't afford flights right now. And we were like, oh no. But we were checking it out for about a week before we even got back to them, because we were like, this has to be a scam. This has to be fake. But it wasn't at all. It was actually real. And we were like, oh, no. Yeah. That would have been an amazing thing to do, but we just couldn't afford it when we were here.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it. Like, because a lot of people are like, oh, what happened to my reaction? Well, we never thought that come out of doing a reaction. Yeah. And that was just because a lot of people are like, oh, this come with you, share your thoughts on it. And we get the email that goes to an LA premiere, and we were like, what?
Wow.
So we just thought we'd share that with you. Like, that's one of the things that could happen.
So I'm glad for you to share that story. So thank you for that. And what I often will tell people is, for almost every single thing that happens in our YouTube journey, it's the first time it happens. So I hope that you both will take inspiration from the idea that that might only be the first time, because you guys are, like I said, growing fast and strong, and anybody can see that. So I bet there's more good news like that for you in the future. Yeah.
That's what you have to do, though, if, you have to change it up. It's not.
Yeah, with YouTube, you have to be like formless. You have to be like formless, like water. You have to just flow through it, because like you have to not be afraid to get put in a box, like stay out of the box, like, because once you get put in that box where that's all you can do, that's kind of where you start losing it. But if you're not afraid to just like experiment with things, and like you say to everyone on Tuber Chat, don't be afraid to experiment, try new things, and look at other channels and go, oh, that's working for them, I'll give that a try. I think that's what really helps everyone.
Yeah.
And it also helps with encouraging, everyone's checking each other out and saying, let's do this. Sure, we like Makeup Bomb and son, Michelle.
Yeah.
We get a lot of ideas from her. Like when she done that thing, the whipped cream with our son.
Yeah.
We like a big part of our inspiration was like when she got a bit wild on our channel, we were like, let's get a bit wild as well. Like she was an inspiration on that. And
wow.
Yeah, like big time. And then we had Love Always Joanne. She was like very instrumental, like, because keeping us going. We had like a few bad days, and she was always there with us.
Yeah.
But the stuff she does with her son as well, like we see her trying like new things, and then we tried the what was it, the Korean food package.
Yeah, we're doing like a subscription box unboxing kind of. Video as well, which is cool.
Yeah, and that's because we're watching her stuff, and we're like, oh, we want to do that with you, or we want to try it out. And we've just been taking stuff from like YouTubers like that. But that's what's cool. Like, when you're in the Super Chat community and you're seeing other people and you're like, oh, I want to try that. Like, we don't look at, oh, they've this many subs or they've this many views, we should do it now. We look at,
is their content good?
Is their content good? Did we like it? That's how we do it. Like, the craziest thing now, who was it? Yeah. So we reacted on a guy. So this came from an American suggestion. A good few Americans told us to check out a guy called War According to Briggs. Now, his videos are really good, but we knew a fair bit about consoles, and we kind of went in on his console stuff and his dates and history. Now, he has 1 million subscribers, right? This was something we were not expecting, and it kind of threw us for the. So we were having dinner at the table. We were in the premiere where everyone would like to sit in and talk to everyone was premiering, and he comes in, and we were like, he comes in, he's like, yeah, no, you're right, I did get that wrong. And he was real cool about it. I was like, wow, he could have just went in on us for that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was cool. And we actually still talk to him now as well, every now and again.
Yeah, we talk to him.
He's a cool channel.
We talk to him regularly on Instagram. It's very down to earth. He's very See, we got a lot of the way you do things often, Kevin, like yourself. He's very authentic how he talks about things. He doesn't pretend like he knows this or that. He just turns around and he says, no, I have this for that, or this is how I do it, and he tries to tell his audience. So in his live stream, his million live stream as well, we weren't expecting this where he done as well. This threw us for a loop. So we were like, oh, he put us in it, but we didn't see it for a while. He actually kept us till the end, and then he turns around and he goes, I actually watch you guys regularly, and my grandmother's Irish and everything, and we were like, what?
This is mad.
It's
but that's another thing about it as well. It doesn't matter how big or small your channel is, you don't know who is watching you.
Yeah.
And the majority of the time, you'll never know who most of them are watching you anyway, so.
Yeah.
It could be Tom Cruise that's checking your channel out and you never know.
But that's kind of the point of that story was we're trying to let everyone know that don't stop making content because you don't know who's going to watch it.
Yeah.
You really don't. We couldn't turn around and tell you that. We couldn't tell you in our YouTube journey that was going to happen. Right. It was just one of those things he's like, yeah, I watch it regularly, and he was able to quote stuff and everything. We were like, what is going on? This guy has such a... But we do the same as well. We watch all.
Everyone.
That's what we do. Sometimes we comment. Sometimes we'll build up a playlist, as you say, Kevin. Your catch-up list. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to though, because we don't expect everyone to watch our stuff every day or as soon as it's posted or anything like that.
No, never.
So, everyone's busy with work and or kids or anything like that. So. Anybody can take the time out whenever to watch something. That's what we're happy for.
Yeah, I think we're very fortunate, and I think every YouTuber forgets that that's how fortunate they are. These people are spending their time, never mind money or anything like that. Their time, time is something you won't get back, and I think that's what's the most amazing and beautiful thing. Whether it's 10 views, 100 views, 5 views, them people still took what they can't get back and sat there and watched that and enjoyed your video with you.
It's powerful the way you put that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true though.
But that's the truth. We all get caught up on this, you want to be this and that, but that's why it was great when we found, we say, and we'll always say, you'll hear us in a lot of videos, we always talk about Silver Chat because it was just one of them places we found, how would you put it, YouTube home? We felt very, that relaxed us. It's
just a nice community to have.
Yeah.
And that's hard to find as well.
Yeah, it's very tough because like we say, you go through the policies and you don't turn around and you go, oh, I know this for 100%, this is definitely how it's gonna go. You're like, no, YouTube could just turn around and change their mind tomorrow, Yeah.
Well,
that's your job.
Yeah. And then it gets into, there's a lot of jokes going on, a lot of fun in the chats, and everyone's saying hello, how's everyone's day? And then it got more into the honesty of people have it running on the phone. People aren't pretending. I watch you religiously, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If they can even running on their phone in the background, that's a huge help as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool.
Let me ask you both, because you have done a lot of reaction videos, is what I would say that you're known for. I've been lucky to catch you in live streams, sharing the camera work, sharing everything, together. And as well, we know that you've got this shorts channel, so you're doing those as well. What do you enjoy making the most?
Well, I have an answer for this.
Yeah, you go on.
Do you want me to? So realistically, the point of the channel, I love basically just working with Danielle. That was like the whole thing, and the fact that I can do that as much as I want, that was like the best part of it. And then not only that, the two of us doing it together.
Yeah.
Like we do everything together. But my favorite content that I love making, this is just a personal preference. It's because I feel really good about it. Like I feel good about everything that goes up, but this one really spoke to me. When I was doing the Snapseed video, because a big thing was thumbnails, like I was learning graphic design, Danielle was learning, but that's what really shot out for me, teaching people. Yes. And just one of the ways we done the edits on that, where like the thumbnail comes up at the same time I'm talking. But teaching videos are kind of my favorite ones. Like trying, because I feel like when we're doing the work that we're doing on the channel, and then we can give it back and help people coming up.
Wow.
So like, it's a place we can kind of direct them when they're lost and be like, we have it here, like this is literally our process, go and use it, it's there for you. Please like use it, and if it doesn't work, I hope I helped you. But they're the favorite videos I like doing. What about you?
I don't know what my favorite would be. I do like making the vlogs though, because I like showing people what random things we get up to and what's out there in the world that people might know about. Like little things, little places that we have found, or events that might be on that people don't know about and things like that. I like doing them, but I like the reactions as well, because we're able to voice our opinion on whatever's going on in the world.
Yeah. But I think that's a big one for us at the end, to be able to just look at a piece of content and just be able to like join in with so many conversations. It's really cool.
So one of the questions that's going to come up, especially when we've got a channel that's just grown, I mean, you guys have content getting into like well over 200,000 views, and people are always going to want to know how they can get more views on their video shorts and streams. So what can you tell us in your experience that you would give somebody as advice now?
I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you're the master of this one.
Don't be afraid to go back and change the thumbnails and the tags and the titles and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't have to be the exact same as it was when you posted it. If you have a better idea for a title or a thumbnail or a description or anything like that, go ahead and try it. Because no matter how many times you change it, YouTube is going to pick something.
Yep.
And it might push it out more. More people might like maybe the colour scheme on it or the wording on it or something like that. And that'll help bring more people in. That's what I think anyway. Because we were afraid to do that for a long time. And then when we started doing that a little bit, we noticed a bit more growth.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, a lot of what Danielle said is spot on, but the thing about it is that's what's great about YouTube. You have that space to just go, I didn't like that idea the first time it went up. Like, we've had thumbnails and we've had tags, we've had hashtags and stuff. We thought, oh, this is gonna go, it's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And no, it just went straight into the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because the beautiful part is you can go back, you can change it over, you can go, I'll experiment with this. Sometimes it could be, now this is what is crazy about YouTube, could be a tag change.
Yeah.
It could be the title. Like, as much as people go, it's the thumbnail, like the title does play a major part, because like if you turn around, let's say a plane flying in the sky, or you turn around and say a plane does a nosedive and then lands perfectly. What sounds better? Maybe that might work for some people, but see the way the two titles, like, well, I can just look at a plane or, oh, what's going to happen here?
Right.
I don't know why I used the plane, but that's just where I went for it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely
just the
right.
contrast of like titles and tags.
It does make a difference.
It does. It's like from our experience anyway, it has. Like we've went back and sometimes we just changed the thumbnail, and that did make a big difference. Like that what thumbnail we do on? We done it on one of the military videos, and we done it actually the Star Spangled Banner video. Okay. We had the original thumbnail for that. We thought it was the best thing we ever made. Got rid of it. See, this is what happens. Like a month later, we're like, "Wow, this is the worst thing we could have ever put up." And I know people are probably going, "No, it's really good," but this is what happens in your own head. You're like, "Wow, this is like not great," but we changed it to that one, and we love that one. And probably next month we'll change it again. But don't be afraid to change around your content and really experiment with what's out there.
That's great advice. When we think about engagement, one of the things that all YouTubers, or it seems like, are going to be mentioning is we need those thumbs up. And what can you tell us about how somebody can tactfully get more thumbs up on more of their content?
It's literally like we said about the comments. Just ask. Because it's something that a lot of people overlook as well. Like when we're in people's live streams and stuff like that, we forget ourselves even to give it a thumbs up. And then when someone mentions it, we're like, oh yeah, absolutely. So it's simple, just can you give it a thumbs up if you like the video? It does help. And we noticed that when we started asking, we were kind of picking up a little bit more.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because we initially, when we were in your own live streams, when you were saying it does help, you know, the YouTube algorithm push us out that bit more, and it'd be very generous if you could give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So what we done was like, let's take that and make sure it's said, because like as we were saying earlier on, we felt it was a bit cheeky at the start, but as we got to learn in your live streams, we got to learn in other YouTubers where they were asked for, we were like, let's actually just ask the audience, and what the retention told us, it worked.
Yeah.
That's great.
You can ask for as much as you want. It doesn't mean people are going to do it.
Yeah.
But it's better to say it than to not say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's there. But if you have, like, as you were saying, we have a catalog built up now. If you have, like, a set of videos where it's always there, it'll kind of become, like, for regular viewers. So, like, when you're saying it, they'll know, like, oh, I know this section. It's going to be like, subscribe, share.
Yeah.
And you'll get one of them. Or you get none of them, but you've asked.
Yeah.
Wow. So Danielle and James, the other thing that a lot of creators think about when it's you've got monetization on their minds is how to get those watch hours. And YouTube has changed the rules now. So the restriction for most creators is going to be that 3,000 hours of watch time if they're not aiming for the millions of shorts views. But what can you tell us in your experience about how to get those watch hours up faster legitimately?
For the watch hours part, because like what we thought worked, but this is where it gets a bit tricky. So we went and we done like a playlist called Operation Saturation. So it was just our heads bobbing for like 10 minutes, and it was just a playlist of this with different color backgrounds, and we really thought we were onto a solid idea. This is where experimenting comes in, and it doesn't work. But it's fun to do anyway.
Yeah, we put like royalty-free, like lo-fi music in the background. I just had like a graphic on it, and we thought, you know, this is gonna get our hours up, and this is gonna do it for us, and it's gonna be amazing. It
was. It crashed.
Oh wow.
But for the watch hours itself, it's kind of more of a you have to do like long videos, but you have to kind of do, I'd say more so. Or if it's like if you're gonna review something, try and lengthen it out to like they're like 20 minutes, because you can keep the viewers coming back for that.
Okay.
you just kind of need to find that right balance of like where you can keep the retention. But the watch hours were always the trickiest for us. It was very tough because for like when we had about 200 or 300 videos up there, the watch hours just weren't happening.
Yeah.
Like even like with the ideas we tried, but what we found was as we progressed into more like review content, or when we start mixing our blogs and our challenges, but giving them extra few minutes on like the product we're talking about, or the vlog when Danielle's bringing us around, showing us everything, they did help the minutes, but then they'll come back around and you might not get the minutes off it now. That's the only thing about it.
I think a lot of it as well was us asking questions to people that are watching.
Yeah.
Because it kind of, I don't know, when we start asking questions in our videos, being like, you know, what do you think, or have you used anything similar, or, you know, just simple things like that. Just like simple questions, I mean, it kind of almost makes people want to stay a bit longer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that can help people. Like if somebody's like, you were saying, unboxing a phone, maybe it could be like, oh, what do you think is like the advantage or disadvantage of having this phone, or what would be your favorite one, or if you were to go for any model or any color or something like that. I think it kind of helps a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because they want to engage more, and they kind of sit on the end of the video. But if you get like a tangent of people, excuse me, if you get like a tangent of people chatting in the video, and they'll go back and pick out certain points, that usually does help the watch hours. But we haven't perfected that.
No.
But
that's another thing as well. I know people are going to comment good comments, but people are also going to comment bad comments about, I don't know, maybe the way you talk or the way you're presenting things or something like that. They're really important to listen to well.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's so hard when you get bad comments, but they're not always bad. So I think that's another thing that can kind of maybe make the next video a bit better, that people want to watch more, is when you listen to the bad comments too.
Yep.
So you can take the bad and turn it a little bit, and then maybe that'll help.
That's great advice.
I don't know. Watch hours are so hard though. It's the hardest thing on YouTube is the watch hours.
Yeah.
It seems that way.
Nobody knows what people are going to watch at any time of the day.
Yeah. Because like, there's videos like we had this big debate, you know, on the internet, you know, all our attention spans were gone. But here we are, like, some of us could be on YouTube watching 40-minute, 2-hour videos of like nonsense.
Yeah.
And that just does it. And then like you could have like, you'd watch an unboxing review and you'd be about 40 minutes or an hour deep. And that's what happens. Like, and then some days you might just watch shorts. You're not chilling in, it's just doom scrolling.
Yeah.
That's why the watch hours will always be the toughest, because as much as they say they have a big read on like the human mind and stuff, not really, because people change it up so much.
Right.
Yeah, that's our 2 cents on that.
Sorry, that wasn't very helpful, but like it is genuinely the hardest thing.
Yeah.
But it absolutely is, because allowing people to understand what you've gone through your YouTube journey is going to also help people know that they're not alone. You know what I mean? I'm lucky enough to be doing these interviews with yourself and a few other creators, but then I get the same feeling myself. Wow, we've all been through a little bit of the same stuff, you know, which is great. I think it's helpful all the way around.
We looked at the watch time, and then we kind of, like, we're not gonna lie, we gave up, like, chasing it, if you get me. Like, we done it for probably like 2 weeks, and we were like, this is killing us, like, creatively. Like, we weren't, like, YouTube wasn't really, we weren't filming when we started just looking at the numbers, so we were like, it's gonna come eventually, it'll come. Like, that's the way you have to kind of go into it. It's like, it will happen, but you just need to keep going through it, because it's tough when you start looking at one number that you're gonna have to reach, because you don't want to, like, you lose kind of the love of it a bit if you keep looking at, oh, I have to get this watch hours. Then you're not enjoying the actual content you're making then, because you're just making it for that.
Yeah.
And that's where we kind of looked at each other and said, what are we doing?
Yeah. Now, we still get like that now. I'm assuming everyone on YouTube does. Like, if something doesn't do well, you're kind of like, Now what do we do for the next video, and how do we get it back up, and how do we do all this? Like, it's important to look at the analytics and to look at the watch time, but it's also important to not lose why you're doing it and why you like doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's easy. It's an easy trap to fall into.
Yeah. We're not saying we're super immune to it. Like, it's something you have to kind of avoid getting hung up on, because it will put you in a bit of a bad place. Like, but see, I think this is where the two of us are very fortunate. Like, we forget how very lucky we are, because like there's people just doing the channels on their own.
Yeah.
But us two, like, we do it all together. So at least we have like that type of, like, you don't lock yourself in your own head. We can bounce her off each other, and we can look at each other and go, what are we doing? Yeah,
like if one of us is having a bad day over the views or the subscribers or anything like that, the other one's kind of like, you know, this is what we're doing on YouTube. This is what happens. But when you're doing it by yourself, we can only imagine how tough that is, just sitting in your own head thinking, you know, everything I'm doing is horrible and it's not worth anymore, even though that's not true.
Yeah, that's never true. That's why if we have any YouTubers that reach out to us after this, you're having a bad day on YouTube, just contact us and just come into our Instagram DMs or Facebook or whoever you need to contact us. Email us even if you want. Whichever way is comfortable for you. We'll chat with you. Like, we'll tell you what we went through. Like, it's no problem, because like we've had them bad days, and they do happen. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter what you're seeing from other people. Like, you know, ourselves and Kevin have all been there. We've had the bad days. You've had them. Oh, what am I doing? But then you get back on the horse and you remember why you love it, because it is a great journey regardless. But stop into us by all means.
But yeah, like watch hours and stuff like that, it's just, it bogs a lot of people down, and it kind of stops people in their track, and that's not nice to see.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, we've seen a lot of people on Twitter just being like, right, that's it, I'm finished. I'm not doing it anymore, I can't.
Yeah.
And that's it's sad to watch, because a lot of them that we've seen, their content was amazing. But YouTube just, sometimes it just takes so long for a channel to pick up. Right. Or sometimes it could pick it up on the first day. Yeah. No, like, nobody knows.
But that's what happens, and like we like, so we get very like upset when we see that, and we try and reach out to them and say, you know, this is what happened when we first started. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If anyone does watch this, reach out to us and we'll help.
Yeah, that's a generous idea. Thank you both. I'm not surprised, but thank you for offering that. So I've mentioned it a couple of times. I've been very lucky to catch you both while you've been live streaming. And I just wonder what your thoughts are about how to get better engagement, more views, all the things we wish out of live streams.
Do you want to go?
I mean, the last few live streams we've done the vertical ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you actually, when we were on Super Chat, you said do vertical live streams, so we tried now. And that actually really worked for us. We've done it twice and we haven't done it since.
Yeah, that's great though, yeah.
Yeah. But the twice that we did do it, we got a couple of 100 views straight away. A lot of people actually staying a lot. So maybe that might help. That's just a different way of doing it. And maybe people haven't tried it out yet. That could be helpful for people. But I don't really know too much about lives, to be honest, because we don't really, like, we live stream, but it's not like a huge part of the channel.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But it's hard to get people to kind of to stay in the stream.
Yeah. Like, unless we have the biggest thing we had, like when we had the quizzes, when we done the quizzes, engagement rose there.
Oh,
and then when we done, because we experimented with our live stream where we drew people's channel logos, because we had like a pen and pad and we were like, oh, we'll draw our channel logos. We got a good few there. We had fun with that. But I think a live stream needs to have like what you have in Super Chat, where the audience is a huge part. The way you have everyone interacting there, and they're like the stream boss, that one, I think that is a great idea. And I think from the day before seeing that, it's like, wow, this is, everyone's like a part of it and they're trying to take down that stream boss. I thought that was a good touch. But that's where we kind of went, it's very important to have
something on the live stream, like it's either a milestone or because when we do milestones or we have a Q&A, we get a lot. But the vertical ones were crazy.
Yeah, huge numbers.
Like when you said to try them out, and Danielle was like, "Yeah, let's do it." We put it up like straight away. We had like it went 600 on the numbers. Then it went down. We had like 200 just sitting there.
Yeah. Wow.
What's going on?
Yeah. So, I mean, we didn't really. We were just kind of testing it out the 2 times. We literally just walked around.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We're just kind of showing everyone the beach. That was kind of all what we were doing. But yeah, we'll probably do more of them. But I don't know. We used to have such a live stream every week, and then we just kind of that just fell a little bit. When we did have it every week and it was constant at the same time, it was growing.
Yeah.
Because people were expecting it to be there at like say Friday at like 8 o'clock. Everyone knew we'd be live streaming.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what happened actually. We just kind of stopped.
Like we got like a bombardment as well of like more content suggestions, so we kind of started focusing on that. But then it was kind of around the time shorts were being rolled out, so we started doing a lot more like experimental stuff.
Okay.
And the thing we did see though with the live streams, what Danielle saying, the more schedule we had, we did have regular viewers on that part.
Oh, but good.
When we done a quiz or a Q&A, that's what really like got the engagement going. But we haven't experimented enough with the vertical to give a full review on that.
Yeah.
But definitely when we had more of a regular schedule, like the way Silver Chat's done, where it's scheduled out regularly, our live stream engagement was higher.
Have it like a few days in advance and share it around your social medias and stuff like that, and just let people know when it's going to happen.
Yep.
Yes.
That helps as well, instead of just having a random pop-up live stream just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, like what we do.
Yeah. It should be easier for us to live stream now, but we just don't. I don't know why.
I think the heat is like
yeah,
the heat's just like doing things so I didn't know the heat could do. We thought the cold was bad in Canada. Yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned earlier was touching on Instagram. So I always ask in conversations like this, what about the other social networks? Have you found any success drawing in traffic to your channels and videos? And how can we use those social networks?
All I have to say right now is social media is tough. It's difficult. What do you think?
Yeah, like it's certainly it's tough to get like the reach you want out of it, but it's the same as YouTube. You have to really focus on it. But I wouldn't rule it out for trying to promote your content either. Always make sure you can post it as many places as you can. But one thing I will say about social media, if you're fortunate enough to log in and they're rolling out a new feature, so let's say for example Instagram's rolling out a thing called polls underneath your, like when you post a reel or a picture, you can poll it as well now. That like they're obviously going to favor that because they want that until to be reached. But they also rolled out an AI thing at the moment, like in your search bar. Like use that as much as you can, or try and like if you can make a picture relating to it, they'll push that out more. But definitely, what we like to do is just for shorts, experimenting with the social medias. If you think the shorts wasn't a good idea, upload your short as a reel and a Facebook reel as well, and like a Twitter video, because you'd be very surprised of the reach difference.
Yeah.
It's to kind of let you know that the content can be used elsewhere, and you could end up growing that. Like for example, we have the real prank we done on each other. It was in McDonald's with what was it, the chicken nugget sauce.
Yeah.
So we uploaded that on YouTube. It didn't explode the way we thought it was going to be. We put it on Facebook Reels, and I got 64,000.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah. So that's why we're saying, like, just to kind of give your content another window or like another audience, use the social media as much as you can, but always make sure you can use any new tools to help with your promotion.
Yeah.
We do get like we definitely do get traffic from it, but a lot of our traffic has come from the YouTube community tab and YouTube itself. We've seen the search and the home tab from the analytics have pushed that out, but social media, I wouldn't rule it out. It's not something we know like a great deal about, but it's something we do use to promote regularly.
Yeah, like we haven't put as much thought and effort into the rest of the social media as we have with YouTube. So that's why I'm saying it's really difficult, because Instagram changes in a second.
Yep.
Twitter, as we use it more so just for like, you know, talk people questions and commenting back to people and stuff like that. Facebook, we use everything to promote, and we put all the reels up there and stuff. And because they're all so different, it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on.
Yes.
Especially when, like I said, Instagram changes in a minute. You log on to Instagram and something else is different.
Yeah, but don't be afraid to throw your thumbnails up there or get your content talked about, because you might. Another thing I will say as well, just across all the social medias, try and look for because there are groups and there's communities in there. Kind of look for like YouTube communities and like content creator communities, but just be wary of like, you know, the obvious scams in them, because there are scams in them as well. So just be careful with that. But there are a lot of people that do share like how they're finding their journeys and experiences. But even like I think it was Reddit you have as well for Tuber Chat, is that Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah. Even Reddit as well can be used for like content ideas and certainly promoting yourself. Now I know that takes a while for like the upvote and stuff in it, but
we haven't got a clue how to use Reddit. No matter how many times we try and learn how to use it, we just cannot figure it out.
Nah.
But if it's something you want to play around with, definitely give it a go.
But also as well, if social media doesn't suit you or it doesn't like suit what you're doing with your channel, you don't have to use it.
Yeah. Don't get
of course. Yeah.
Because we thought, you know, Instagram was like the place to be and it was going to be amazing, and we just can't figure it out for the life of us.
Yeah.
So we're still going to use it, and we're still going to post the reels and whatever we find, you know, pictures, random things during the day, whenever we're doing. We're still going to use it because we still like using the platform.
Yeah.
But in terms of like monetizing and growing, it's tough.
Yeah. But we also like to use the social media to let everyone know we're still alive. Was when we done an American video, we just done a suggestion, like, because we done on, it was to deal with like military like veterans, and whatever happened was the guy's father was actually part of like the video, like one of the soldiers they were talking about. And when we were reviewing it and talking about it, he just loved, because he went through a playlist of us. Now this happens very rare. Went through a playlist of us, and he just loved that we were so like you said, down to earth and authentic. And he just threw us like a super of like what, 20 bucks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, please don't ever stop, and just throw us 20 bucks, and then he just sits in the background of the channel now. See,
the good thing about super chats and stuff like that is because a lot of people think we're making thousands a month on YouTube, and we're not. Like, there's some months that we don't even get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's just the way YouTube is. We could make, you know, we could have thousands and thousands of views a month. It doesn't mean we're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with super likes and super thanks, you can see it in the comments.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for people to say, like, you know, I don't get them when they're right there.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I want to ask you about is monetization, because 99% of the creators that come into the Tuber Chat family are going to have monetization on their mind, and you've been monetized a long time now. So what can you tell us as far as success with monetization in your experience?
We haven't really focused too much at all, really, on memberships. We have a plan about what type of videos and stuff we want to do just specifically for members.
Yes.
But it's executing it and trying to do it that way is what's stopping us.
Okay.
I think that's actually another fear that we have, is that we're going to do all this and no one's going to come and look at it or anything like that. We just haven't done it yet. I don't know why. Because we talk about it all the time, that all right, we're going to do the monetization videos now, and this is only going to be for members, and we're going to share it around, and we're going to do all this, and then we just don't.
Yep.
I don't know what's stopping us. We just don't do it. I don't know why.
Yeah, because we're sitting here trying to come up with because we want to feel like we're giving something with the memberships.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing for us. Because it's a big ask. When we brainstorm all these ideas and we want to do them, we'll eventually get them done. But this is how our YouTube journey has been as so far as with monetization or uploading. It's always had these big ideas, and we're scared of the result.
Yeah.
Because the result could either be huge, it could not be, but we'll still keep going regardless. With memberships, it's tough to kind of say what tier is worth what. I think that's the biggest ask with them. But I see some channels do a great job on it. They do an amazing job. For example, we have Dave's Adventures out there. He does a great tier system, the way he does it with his members. Okay. And then yourself with Super Chat, Kevin, great system there. But we're just kind of trying to mix how everyone else is doing it. You know, in the YouTube community, and getting an idea, because it is tough.
Yeah,
it's something that we do struggle with.
We have to just completely revamp it as well, because when we were doing the membership things, I think we just kind of rushed it a bit, and then we stopped. We just kind of left it there and then stopped. We didn't really we're thinking about it, and then we're just not doing anything. And I don't I keep saying, I don't know why we're not. We just I don't know. we're ready to go. We're ready to have everything that we planned for the members and stuff like that. We just haven't, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
I have the same thing that goes on with me when it comes to making videos and things like that. I think there's so much of a mountain in front of all of us. It's hard to do it all, and we don't want to make mistakes either. So what I'm gathering from what you're saying, though, is you have plans for more ideas when it comes to the members. So we'll just keep an eye on the channel and we'll see how that goes. Okay. I know there are people out there who want to support in that way, regardless of perks and the different things that we add. So I always recommend that we just have it available if somebody finds it suitable. But I'll be looking forward to seeing what you do with memberships moving forward then. One of the things that we know is that 99% of the people who come into the Tuber Chat family are going to have monetization on their minds. And while I like to push a lot of the YouTube systems, we all know that there's a lot of other ways to monetize a channel. One of those ways is with Patreon, and you both have found a little bit of success there. What can you tell us about your experience with Patreon?
So, well, I'm going to say two, actually, because we've gotten about 50-50 from each of them. So with Patreon and with Buy Me a Coffee, what we do for both of these is we ask people if you want certain videos. It can be anything, reactions, challenges, you want us to try something. If you donate coffee to us or donate whatever on Patreon to us, we'll get that video up immediately, and we'll have it on them sites just for you and just for the members on that site. And then maybe a month or two later, we'll post them on YouTube for everybody else. So if you donate to us, we'll do it immediately, and we'll make sure that you are the first one to see it.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So what we've had recently, a big one for our Patreon. Now, this person, they're lovely. They come back every now and again. They're from South Korea, and they told us about Admiral Yi. That's where we have a whole playlist of them. That was on Patreon first. They paid us for that, to do that, because they wanted us to explore our culture, because they wanted to hear what we had to say about it. So we had that put out there, and they done a Patreon for us that way, and they supported through that. But they come back every now and again where they might be like, can you do, this is a few months in between. They might go, here's this much, can you do this? And we'll do their video. It'll go up there for the month, and then it'll come out on YouTube after.
Oh wow!
So, with Buy Me a Coffee as well, we've had even with like certain interviews, like people want us to react on like Tom McDonald interviews. Someone paid us just for a whole playlist of it.
Wow.
And again, we done a month, and then same as, but we've had success with as much as like there's super chats and super stickers, we get like they're like months in between. We might get one or two, but more people feel more comfortable kind of on Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. We've had people come in to Buy Me a Coffee, and they'll give us, sometimes they'll just go, here's 5 coffees.
Wow.
Actually, sorry, I do have a story for the Buy Me a Coffee one.
Yeah.
Just want to give a very quick shout out to what was his name, Barry?
Oh, Team Park Plaza, yeah.
Yeah, Team Park Plaza. We were homeless in Ireland for a bit, and big shout out to Team Park Plaza because he came in and was so generous. He bought us 5 coffees, so that's the equivalent of like €100 just to join, which was really amazing. So just want to give a special shout out for them. Just the type of like Buy Me a Coffee can do, like
it can be really, really helpful for people,
for creators.
Yeah.
So like, but you set the limit on it. Like they can throw wherever. Like that was very generous for what he did. But
like we don't ask for like, oh, like we'll only do the video if you give us this amount of money.
Right.
If you throw us 50 cents, we'll do it.
Yeah. We let the viewer set what they want to donate.
Yeah.
So what happens is, for some reason, they feel a bit more comfortable with the Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee.
Okay.
But just a story about, we talked about super chats. What happened was, we were fortunate enough to have American video where we reacted on like a military soldier a few months back. And what happened was, the guy's father was actually part of this like unit, and he came in and he loved what we were doing, and he super chatted us like $20.
Oh wow!
And now he went through the playlist that way. He's watched their stuff and he stays with us now.
You got a true fan.
It's crazy. But that's just like some of the ways of how like monetization can work. Like it's not like a lot of people think you make a monetize and this will start happening. It hasn't been a one-track system. It's just been up and down, and then some days some months you'll have like people will come in, they'll be like, I love what you're doing, don't stop, or they'll go, can you do this one, and they'll put a special request. But they seem, just from our understanding of monetization, they seem more comfortable on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon.
Interesting.
You get the odd super chat here and there, but it's usually through them sites if anyone wants to look into them and set them up with your channel.
That's great advice.
A lot of people kind of overlook them as well. Like they just think it's just YouTube and that's it, but it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to be just that.
Because we have to remember as well, like as we're all like we love what we do, but a lot of us are consumers, and we always like a safe way for like what's comfortable for us, what way we're going to use our money. Like I may feel comfortable on Patreon, whereas like a friend down the road might feel comfortable on Buy Me a Coffee, or another one might feel comfortable just doing a PayPal donation. Stuff like that. Now we haven't had a PayPal donation. So I can't really talk too much about that.
No, but it's just, it's whatever suits your channel and that's it.
We found with monetization for like donations and stuff, it's wherever way the viewer is comfortable for that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because like if I or Danielle was donating to a channel, it'd be what we're used to.
Yeah.
Videos. So it'd be Buy Me a Coffee for us then.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's interesting that you mention that, because we have to remember that not every platform, not every service is available in every region and every country, and things like that as well. It's nice to have a variety so that people can use it when they're there. But I hope everybody can take inspiration from what you've talked about, because this is the first time in the series that we're hearing about Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon, even though I know they're very large networks for monetization. So thank you for that.
Yeah, just to go back on what you said there about certain regions. The Patreon was actually originally set up because of we had people from certain regions that couldn't access the YouTube donations.
Yeah.
Right.
So just going back on that, that one was you just reminded me of the reason why. That's why we originally set the Patreon up. So just that's a good point.
People keep asking us, about do we pay for views or do we pay for subscribers or anything like that. We haven't ever paid for views or subscribers. We have paid for ads on YouTube though.
Right.
We've done it on 2 videos. We put €10 into each video just to try and up the engagement on them, and just to kind of see, if it'll be helpful to us or how much we need to put into it, and kind of stuff like that.
Right.
You need a lot of money for things like that. You do need a lot of money for things like that. If you want, like, say 10,000 views on a video, you're talking a couple of grand.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot.
We can tell you the video, actually. It's the falling of World War One, wasn't it?
Yeah, the falling of World War One or World War Two. It was one of them we put on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just so, because we always want to be as transparent as we can with that as well. We have paid for ads for 2 videos. I can't remember what the second one was. We didn't find it too useful.
Right.
But other people might.
Yeah.
But we have put money into vidIQ and things like that for the memberships. We liked it. We thought it was good. We don't do it every month, but we got a bit of use out of it though.
Yeah. Just going back on the ad part.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah. So what we done for that was just to kind of test that out. So we had our usual how we do the background, like tags and hashtags and stuff, and then we done what YouTube said was the right one to do for that video. So we done that with the ad and paid for the ad, and our actual original way of doing it got us more views and engagement than for the ad.
Yeah.
So
like I said, we only put €10 into it. It wasn't that much, but the analytics kind of still gave us enough information.
Yeah.
Right.
So if people want to try that out and see, because it does give you a little bit more of an insight.
Yeah.
Right.
You've paid for more data with the ad, if that makes sense.
I see. Yes. Yeah. It does make sense what you say. It's almost worth certainly looking at. So I'll just add to it and just say, there's a lot of companies and a lot of products out there that will claim to legitimately boost your video. And just for everybody, please beware. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, there's a lot of scams out there, right? So we have to be careful.
Oh, we use this straight from YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Straight YouTube ads itself, though.
Yeah. YouTube gives us the ability to make almost any video an advertisement, and even on the Tuber Chat channel in the very beginning, I don't even remember whether it was $10 or 100, some small amount of money that I used for the trailer just to promote the channel. But I tried it once just to see what would happen. It's still there now in the background as unlisted, and just when we try the legitimate ideas, we get an idea of whether or not they can be effective. But thank you for sharing that, because that's really important information for everybody as well.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about vidIQ, because we did, like, self and Danielle paid for a membership on that to see if it done any growth.
Okay.
Now, the tools on it were very good in terms of, like, learning about what your audience is doing.
Okay.
What they view, how your videos are being received.
Yeah. And they have, like, lessons on it as well to try and give you more of an insight on the analytics and stuff like that, because analytics get so confusing.
Yeah. It's more so, like, for creators that are trying to, like, learn as you go as well. Like, they have the lessons next to, like, where you're promoting, but also as well, they have a good ranking system on what way your video will score, but they also have, like, a tier system of, like, what type of tags might help your video, and they'll, what was it again? They put the video on, like, a list, so you can see, like, what your video's going up against.
Yeah.
Which kind of gives you an idea of, like, where it's going to hit on that list.
Very cool, yes.
Yeah, we're not affiliated with vidIQ or anything like that. We just found it really helpful. We use the free site anyway.
Yeah.
We use the free Chrome extension anyway, but a couple of months ago we were like, we might as well invest into ourselves on the channel anyway.
Yeah.
So we done it for a few months, and then we kind of stopped them, and we're like, no, that was actually helpful. So we kind of just do it every couple of months. We'll do it for about a month or two, and it's helpful.
Yeah,
that's great.
One thing I will say as well to everyone watching, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Yeah. Like, it took us a long time to get to that, because we were like, oh, should we put this much? But now we're like more like we need to invest in ourselves, like not be afraid to.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be anything like huge money or anything either. Like, I think video like Q was like $20 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And like we're after buying new equipment, and it, you know, it's not. We bought a ring light, and I think that was like 25 as well. But that's gonna last us for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it doesn't like. It's good to, you know, don't be afraid to put the money in yourself as well.
Another thing as well. I want to leave it with this because I'm bringing us like. We are very, very soon. We're just in the middle of working through at the moment. We are going to be releasing a video that, like, it's kind of a site that does a lot of stuff to help, like, the tuber chat community and the YouTube community. It's more of like a kind of a tutorial teaching video. But we're going to go through this site that really helped us, and we're going to promote that on the community tab, and hopefully it helps other people.
It's a free site as well.
It's a free site. You don't have to sign up for anything for it. It's basically, it'll help with like graphic design, your captions, where else, like kind of like formatting the video, and like what, because ratio is always very hard when you're starting out.
Yes.
What way to get the ratios for your quality, and it has like a free AI tool on it to help bounce like, you know, like video scripts or thumbnails. It makes like AI thumbnails as well. The guru thing that they do with the small YouTubers at the start. This is only because it happened to us when we were watching stuff. So this is like, again, from our experience. A big thing that no one tells you when you're watching, because these guys can sell you courses and stuff, is they can do this thing on the page that a lot of people might not know, where they're saying they're earning X amount. Like they're saying like channels like that, you know, you see with subs like ours, or like, you know, people coming up as well. They can do this thing on the browser. People might not know it. With your analytics, you can go into inspect element on the top right hand corner of your browser, and they can change the numbers to make it look like they're making $1 million off this. So just a bit of advice to everyone. Just be careful with them videos, because they're not true. Like, we're not sitting here millionaires or anything like that, because I know they say if you re-upload this and that stuff, and what they'll do is they'll go on, they can change the numbers on that page, and they'll do inspect element. They'll make their views and their watch time look like. I want to share that with everyone. Just watch out for videos like that.
Yeah, thank you for that. Just to clarify, Danielle and James are talking about the developer tools that we find in a lot of common web browsers. It's there in Firefox, in Chrome, in Edge, in Safari. It's in all of them. And what that is just drawing in local information onto your machine. It doesn't have to be true. And then you could just screenshot it, video, record, whatever you want to do, and it'll change back after. But we always have to be aware of any kind of scams and things like that. But that's great advice, because it's the first time I've heard it described in that way. But it makes perfect sense what you say.
Yeah, but when, you know, you're starting off and you're watching videos like this, that's another thing that, like, it gets in your head when that doesn't happen for you. And when a lot of the time people are just, you know, they're not truthful about it. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is sad, because, you know, when you're starting off, that's going to stop a lot of people from even trying to start as well.
Very possible, unfortunately, yes. Okay, Danielle and James, thank you so much for being with us from Unstable TV. I hope you guys will come back after you get to the 100,000 subscribers and visit us again and give us more insight. And for everybody watching the video, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody who you think needs to see it. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought about what we talked about, anything that we missed. And then if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I hope you will. I hope you'll visit Unstable TV and their Shorts channel. Subscribe to both of those, put that notification bell on, and then we'll see everybody again soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.